Run it back, nation. What is good? It is your boy DJ Eastwood. Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. You know the drill. Algo gang. Hit the like button on this video. Give me 500 likes on the video. That pushes me through the YouTube algorithm. Ha! Leave a comment on the video. Doesn't matter what you put in there. Put your favorite emoji in there. It's all for the algo. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and you love Sixers talk. And hit your notification bell. If your notifications aren't working, turn them off, turn them back on. Let's get right down to business. Well, two more things. Sorry. Watch the game with me tonight on Playback TV, playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Live game stream, my commentary, live chat. It's a blast. Be there. Links in the description. And thank you all for coming to the Bleacher Report stream yesterday. Yes, we did a 4 keys to the Sixers winning the East stream on the Bleacher Report app. If you didn't make it live, it is still on the Bleacher Report app under the 76ers page. Go to Bleacher Report, hit 76ers, scroll a little bit, bang, there's the stream. Watch it, learn something, all right? Now let's get down to business. As we get closer to the trade deadline, as we get closer to, the height of, I'll say the apex of the 76ers season, and then the ball starts, the NBA season, and then the ball starts rolling, and really a lot of crazy shit starts happening as you get closer to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk today. There's been some things flying around, Matisse Thybulle trades, all of the trade rumors, and today I was just reading a couple articles on Sixers backup center targets, because as we all know, one of the Sixers' biggest weaknesses is the backup center. The fall off when Joel Embiid leaves the floor. They're a plus 8.6 with Joel on the floor. They're a minus 1.3 with Joel off the floor. It's night and day difference, and surviving the backup center minutes, surviving the Embiid-less minutes is still what I think is the most important part, most important thing for this Sixers team when, trying to win the East and get to the NBA Finals. So you got to look at backup center targets in the trade market because, one, Doc Rivers loves Montrezl Harrell, and you absolutely cannot play a 6'7" backup center who can't jump, can't rebound, can't defend in the playoffs. You just can't do it. You can't do it. If we're going in there with Montrezl Harrell, we are cooked. So something has to happen before then. Number 2, Doc Rivers hates Paul Reed, so we got to forget about the Paul Reed idea. I know I say they should be playing Paul Reed. I thought he won the job last year. A lot of you are still in the comments saying play Paul Reed. It doesn't matter. It's not going to happen. Doc Rivers hates Paul Reed. We need to move on. So what you need to do, what Daryl Morey needs to do is he needs to trade for a veteran backup center who Doc Rivers trusts. And yes, I've been pondering this for a couple days, but I have landed on the answer. And the answer is yes. The backup center the 76ers absolutely need to trade for is Andre Drummond. And there's a couple of reasons for this, okay? First of all, if you just joined the Sixers fan base, Andre Drummond was the best backup center that Joel Embiid ever had. We signed Andre Drummond a couple of seasons ago. I thought he, at 27, 28 years old, I thought he still had enough in the tank to be a starting caliber center. That's been disproven pretty much in Brooklyn and in Chicago. But he was the best backup center Joel Embiid ever had because he's a beast on the boards. He's an absolute monster on the boards. He always has been. When he was a starting center in Detroit, he led the NBA in rebounding several seasons in a row. It wasn't even close. I mean, the guy had 25, almost 30 rebound games. He's insane with rebounding. He's a natural boxer, box outer. What's the terminology? He naturally boxes out. What I mean by that is he sees the ball come off the rim, he keeps his eye on the ball, and his body automatically gravitates towards his man and boxes him out. If you really watch him rebound, he's amazing. And he's still an amazing rebounder. Actually, speaking of rebounding, in the past couple of games, actually just last night against the LA Clippers, Andre Drummond had 5 rebounds in 4 minutes. On January 24th versus the Pacers, Andre Drummond had 7 points and 5 rebounds in 6 minutes. And January 19th against the Celtics, in 14 minutes, Andre Drummond had 6 points and 9 rebounds. I don't really need to tell you guys how much that blows Montrezl Harrell out of the water. And the Sixers' biggest deficiency, one of their biggest deficiencies, is rebounding. It's obvious Andre Drummond would help that. He was the best backup center Joel Embiid ever had. Sadly, he had to be dealt in that Ben Simmons trade. where we gave up Drummond, Seth, 2 first-round picks for James Harden. It's just something that had to happen. We didn't want to see him go, but we have been struggling at the backup center position ever since. And if we can bring him back in, that will be a big-time dub for this 76ers team. Don't forget what Andre Drummond said when he returned to Philly playing for the Brooklyn Nets. He said, quote, "I think just how much of a family the organization is. They welcomed me. They made me feel very comfortable when I got here. As a team, we just had a lot of fun. We really cared about each other. We had one common goal, which is to win as many games as possible and be great. I'm sad that we had to break things up. I definitely miss playing here. I had a lot of fun playing for Doc Rivers, somebody who I've known since a boy, and I have so much respect for him. So to have the chance to play for him was awesome for me. The city of Philadelphia, man, the fan base is one of a kind. I loved it here." So it goes without saying, Andre Drummond would be more than happy to come back and play for Philadelphia. He loves the city. He loves the fan base. He loved playing here. And I would assume he's not having a great time hardly getting any minutes or no minutes at all in Chicago. Number 2, he likes playing for Doc Rivers. That's cool. We like that. And within that leads me to believe that Doc Rivers would like to play him. Doc trusts him. They have a relationship. You know how Doc is with relationships with players. There's one going on right now with Montrezl Harrell. So if we can get a player that has a relationship with Doc Rivers like Montrezl Harrell does, which in turn Doc favors him over other backup centers, but this guy can actually rebound and play some defense, I'm all for it. He's not getting minutes in Chicago, and that might lead you to believe, well, he's not good anymore. He's not even getting on the court in Chicago. He's washed. He's trash. I don't think that's the case. Vucevic plays large minutes in Chicago, and the Bulls do several lineup things when Vucevic goes to the bench, and they go small a lot when Vucevic goes to the bench. They really try to run like a run-and-gun style of offense. Also, the Bulls are not good, so I don't think they really care much about whether Andre Drummond stays or not. They're probably, with Levine and DeRozan and everybody, they're probably moving towards a rebuild. The Lonzo Ball thing hasn't worked out. Dude hasn't played in like 2 years. They're asking for 2 first-round picks for Caruso, which I think is crazy. But the Bulls tried something a couple years ago. It hasn't worked out, and they're probably getting close to blowing it up. So we would have there would probably be no real negotiation or pushback from the Bulls on an Andre Drummond trade. If they get anything in return for Drummond, they're probably happy about that. He will go over his contract. He has a player option next year, which they probably know he's not going to sign. So if they can get something for him at this trade deadline, they're going to, and I would pretty much guarantee it's going to happen, and it should be the 76ers. Like, I went over his rebounding numbers recently after, when thinking about, is he still good? He is still good. He's still a monster on the boards. He's still a good screen and roll player. He boxes out better than anyone on the Sixers team. Maybe still per 36 or per 100 possessions, he might still be the best rebounder in the entire NBA. Then you say, well, how can the Sixers get it done? Who would they have to give up? They wouldn't have to give up much. Andre Drummond's contract right now, he's making $3.2 million this season with a player option for $3.4 million next season. That is chump change as far as NBA contracts go. To put that in perspective, Furkan Korkmaz is making $5 million per year and getting basically 0 minutes. Jaden Springer is making $2.6 million. Paul Reed is making $1.3 million and still selling $100 hoodies on Twitter, but that doesn't count towards his salary. Even though he does have to claim that with the IRS. Don't forget that, Paul. And Matisse Thybulle is making $3.1 million. So for me, I do think Jaden Springer at some point in the future is going to have an NBA career. I don't think it's going to be in Philly. I think if we can give up a young project like a Jaden Springer, throw in a Furkan Korkmaz, work things out. Maybe the Bulls have a throw-in, maybe something. Work things out. If it's Jaden Springer and Furkan Korkmaz for Andre Drummond to come back here for 2 years and try to win an NBA championship, I'm all for that. Doc's not even thinking about giving Jaden Springer minutes. Furkan's not playing any minutes. Again, I would be sad to see Jaden Springer go because I think he has a future in the NBA. But if you just got to give up 2 guys that you're not playing anyway to get Andre Drummond here to help us in the backup center position, help our rebounding deficiencies, and try to go win an NBA championship, I'm all for it. Paul Reed might be part of that, which would be crazy because that draft, Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed, and Charles Bassey, they would all 3 be out the door because of Doc Rivers. But if Paul Reed has to be a part of it, I'm for that too. I'm ready for this team to get to the promised land. And Matisse Thybulle on $3.1 million, I wouldn't want Matisse Thybulle to be part of that trade. I still think Matisse Thybulle has much more value. I still think Matisse Thybulle can be a high-level 3-and-D player in the NBA. He's shooting a decent percentage from 3 this year. He shoots a lot better with James Harden, which tells me on another team with a point guard and maybe a coach that actually gives him playing time, he can be very valuable. And just his defensive ability alone is way too valuable to throw him into an Andre Drummond trade. So I'm not on the Matisse Thybulle train there. Maybe Shake Milton, but I do value Shake Milton at the backup point guard position when Tyrese Maxey hasn't really shown to be much of a facilitator. So I'm thinking some combination of Jaden Springer, Furkan Korkmaz, or Paul Reed for Andre Drummond to shore up the Sixers' backup center position and fix that rebounding issue and get Montrezl Harrell up out of here. Not up out of here, but let's be serious. You know what I mean? Give me all your thoughts in the comments, man. My name is DJ Eastwood. This is Running Back Philly. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit your notification bell. Go watch the stream on Bleacher Report. Watch the Sixers game with me tonight on playback.tv/runningbackphilly. I got nothing else to say. Let's go, Sixers! And go Birds. Peace.